Hello everyone, this is Dr. Adanich, PhD in English language teaching. Today I want to share with you about relative clauses. Let's get started. Relative clauses are types of clauses that gives us information about the noun, pronoun, or subject mentioned. They provide essential or additional information about a noun in a sentence. They usually come in the middle or end of the sentence. They are dependent clauses. Dependent clauses cannot stand by themselves like a sentence, or like independent clause. For example here, they went to resort which was built last year. Which was built last year is relative clause. It gives information about the noun resort. It gives additional information about the noun resort. In this case, it comes at the end of the sentence, as you have seen here. Okay, let's see the types of relative clauses. There are three types of relative clauses. These are defining or restrictive clause, non-defining or non-restrictive relative clause, contact clause or reduced relative clause. Here, as I highlighted, most of people discuss about defining and non-defining relative clauses, but contact clause also a type of relative clause. Let's see one by one. The first one is defining relative clause. Defining relative clause provides essential information about the noun that modify. It doesn't use commas. To introduce defining relative clause, we use the relative pronouns and relative adverbs like who, that, which, and the likes. Let's look at some examples of it. The house whose roof is old belongs to my uncle. Here, the highlighted one is defining relative clause. It gives essential information or very important information about the noun house. It doesn't use commas, as you have seen here. All of the highlighted clauses are defining relative clause. Okay, the same goes to the second one. The woman who lives around the bridge works in hospital. Okay, who lives around the bridge is defining relative clause. It modifies the noun, the woman. It's very important information about the woman. If you miss who lives around the bridge, the sentence doesn't give sense. Like, the woman works in hospital. You have many questions. What kind of sentence is it? The woman. Which? Okay? So that you have to have full information when you write a sentence like defining relative clauses. The second type of relative clause is non-defining relative clause. It provides additional information or non-essential information about the noun in a sentence. It uses commas. To introduce non-defining relative clause, we use the relative pronouns and relative adverbs like listed here. Here I have some examples of it. Let's see at least two of them. I want to watch a new TV channel which was released last week. As you have seen, it has comma. If the clause comes at the end of the sentence, it uses only one comma. If the clause comes in between or in the middle of the sentence, it uses two commas. Okay? Which was released last week gives additional information about the TV channel that it modifies the noun. Okay? The same is true for the other examples as you have seen here. The bolded one are non-defining relative clause. Okay? They give additional information for the given noun. If you miss where we used to go, for example, nothing happened for this sentence, since it is additional information about the noun, the resort, the restaurant, sorry. The restaurant where we used to go has been closed down. If you miss where we used to go, nothing happened for this sentence, since it is an additional information, like the restaurant has been closed down. The main clause is this one. Okay? So, non-defining relative clause gives additional information. If you miss, nothing happens, but sometimes we need to clarify for the reader about the noun, adding some additional information about it. Let's see the third type of relative clauses, which may not refer in different videos or in different lessons, but we have to include them. Contact or reduced relative clause is the third type of relative clause, where the relative pronoun has been omitted. We have to omit relative pronoun, and then still the sentence gives sense. Why do we use such kind of relative pronouns? To reduce repetition, to make sound realistic, and to make sentence flow more smoothly. Here I have some examples of it. Let's see at least two of them. We ordered a laptop. It was very expensive. As you have seen, these two sentences are separate. Simple sentence, we can join with one sentence using contact or reduced relative clauses like the laptop we ordered was very expensive. Okay? The second one, I bought mobile phone last week. The phone is blue. You can use using contact clause. The phone is, the two sentences talk about the phone. The phone is the subject of the sentence. Then the phone I bought last week is blue. So such kind of relative clauses are also there rather than only referring, defining and non-defining relative clauses. Let's see the relative pronouns and adverbs. The first one is relative pronouns, listed here. The second one is relative adverbs, listed here. Then some relative pronouns refers similar thing. Let's say whom and who refers a person, but the usage is different. Whom refers to a person, but it used as an object. Who refers to a person, it used as a subject. Refers back. Whose is used to show position of something or someone. That refers to a person or a thing, which refers to a person, animal or a thing. Relative adverbs, when refers to time, where refers to place, why refers to reason, how used to provide information, what used to introduce information. Let's see the tips that I have. What and that is not commonly used in non-defining relative clauses. Okay, you have to be aware of that. You have to look back the examples given there. We can't use what or that in non-defining relative clauses. We can use in defining a relative clause to mean. To form a relative clause, or if you want to write using a relative clause, we have to consider such kind of things like identify the noun or a pronoun, choose appropriate relative pronoun, choose the type of relative clause to avoid confusion. Okay? Sometimes, if two sentences are given to you to write a relative clause, either in contact or defining or non-defining, but you have to consider such kind of things like decide whether the relative pronoun is necessary or not, identify the type of clause, choose appropriate relative pronoun or adverb, write them in a single sentence. The other is the word order in a simple sentence and relative clause is different. Usually, we write a sentence like the man is a soldier, subject, verb, object. But in the case of relative clauses, the relative clause comes before the verb is, as you have seen here. Let me leave you to practice exercise. Here I have two instructions. The first one is join each of the sentences to make a relative clause. Look at them. Okay. Next instruction is add relative pronouns or adverbs wherever necessary in the blank space. Remember, if the relative pronoun is not necessary, you can omit it. Practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching.